okay? Can you hear me okay, Kateri?
If you could just speak up just a tiny bit, that would be great.
Okay, how's that?
That is perfect.
All right, great. Let me get my slide deck prepared here. Are you able to see my screen?
Nope, I still see your face.
Okay, give me one sec.
By the way, that's a great hat.
Thank you. How's that?
I'm still seeing your face.
Okay, let me try one more thing really quickly. Oh, okay, I see what I've done here. Does that work?
Perfect.
All right. Well, first off, thank you everyone for joining us today. I apologize for the mix-up in time, but glad we have everyone here. Today I have a couple folks with me on my team. I've got Robert Blackard as well as Emily Salas, and they're going to be answering any questions that you guys may have as we go through our presentation and demonstration today. So really quickly, just a quick overview of what we're going to cover, just who we are, who is Rethink. We're going to give you a quick product overview, and then a quick demo, followed by pricing, and then any questions. Feel free to ask any questions as we're going through today's demo. If you have anything, Robert and Emily are here to fire back any answers for you. So just a quick introduction. What is REthinkCRE? So we're a cloud-based platform that you can access anywhere, anytime, whether it's through your mobile device, your iPhone, Android, etc. We like to think of ourselves as your digital Rolodex, place where you can access your contacts, your deals, your properties. Basically a tool for brokers to be able to manage their entire deal process from the second you capture a lead all the way through the closing of a transaction and everything in between. And the whole purpose of our platform is to help brokers streamline and automate their entire deal flow, while also giving them data and metrics to be able to create and run intuitive reports and analytics to create decisions and drive business further. Rethink CRM is a product, so most of you probably are already familiar with Salesforce.com. We were one of Salesforce.com's first partners. We were their first real estate partner. We've been around since 2007. And as we go through our demonstration today, you're going to notice our product is full of commercial real estate specific tools and applications such as properties and spaces, a geo search feature, prospect management, deal pipeline management, and sale and lease comps. And we'll talk about each one of these as we go through the demonstration today. And so why the Rethink team? So we've been in this, as I mentioned, since 2007. We've been at it building applications for over 8 years. We've got over 300 CRE clients today, from small and medium-sized businesses all the way to enterprise clients. We're very engaged with the CRE ecosystem and industry. As I mentioned, we were one of the first Salesforce.com App Exchange partners. And if you are familiar with the Salesforce App Exchange, it's where a lot of our clients go to review and rate who we are. We've got a 5-star plus rating across over 200 customer reviews, which we are super proud of. We also have, we've got a strategic partnership with Salesforce.com. So we've got access to early features, early license agreements, and so forth. And of course, we want to win with our clients. And so we've been at this, as I mentioned, 10 years. One of the reasons why we've been so successful over the last 10 years is because of our dedication to our clients. We've recently brought on a customer success director whose sole focus will be to help us grow our focus on our client success, which we're really, really excited about. And here you can see some of our clients who we're working with, some of our partners, and just a few awards that we've won in the last few years. Again, as I mentioned, we're built on Salesforce.com. If you know what Salesforce.com is, here are a few highlights: fast, no hardware, no software, quick ROI, very innovative. So we've seen a lot of tools out there. There's a lot of options in terms of CRM. We like to think we're different because of that innovative approach Salesforce.com takes. the flexible platform they provide, automatic push upgrades, continuous improvements to the platform. In terms of use of any additional applications out there, we've got an open API. So whether it's Dropbox, whether it's Constant Contact, or even commercial real estate specific tools like Build Out or Excelligent, we have the ability to quickly integrate with any of these applications because of the robust and easy to use API. And of course, Salesforce.com is a trusted and secure platform. You've got organizations, global CRE organizations all across the world using Salesforce as a platform, and you also have some of the highest secured organizations such as the federal government and the largest banking institutions out there. So I'm going to go ahead and give you a quick overview of Rethink. Kateri, are you still able to see my screen?
I sure am.
Okay, great. So what everyone's looking at right now is the home screen of Rethink. So every broker in any brokerage will have their own unique access where they can log into Rethink, whether it's through their mobile device, through their desktop or laptop computer.
Hey, VJ, you're not showing the platform. We're still seeing the deck, just FYI.
We're still seeing the deck. Let's see. Sorry about that. Give me one sec. Thanks for that, Emily.
No problem.
How's that?
You're good.
All right, thank you. So as I was mentioning, anytime a broker logs into Rethink, they're taken to a home screen. The idea behind the home screen is to give a broker a quick snapshot of their day or business, or if you're an executive or leadership of the brokerage, you can see an overall snapshot of how your business or how your team's doing. So in this case, what I can see here, just a few examples of dashboards and reports. So you'll see here my closed deals of all time. So I can go through month by month and I can hover over and see what deals were closed, what my net commission or gross commission is. And in this case, it's by lead broker. I can also see my deals broker split. So I can see here based on deal type, whether it's a tenant or landlord rep or buyer seller rep, I can see here how each broker is doing with regards to their broker splits internally. And then of course I can see my deal pipeline, my deals by source, or whatever additional information you want to show here on the home screen. So this again is completely customizable. You can capture any additional information you want to see here, whether it's active deals in the pipeline, whether it's a follow-up call list, you name it, we can customize this completely to your needs. And also here on the home screen, I can see any tasks I have due today, any top active deals, and any recent items I've recently touched on. So during our demo today, I'm just going to spend a few minutes going through each one of these tabs here on the top and just quickly talk about what each one does and how it works within your commercial brokerage. So every brokerage starts, or every deal starts with a company and a contact. And so in the companies tab, this is where you're able to manage and track every company that you're working with, whether it's a partner firm, whether it's a client, whether it's a prospect, you name it, you can have all that information captured in here. One of the things that we've recently released in the newest version of Salesforce is called a Kanban view, and we're leveraging this in a few ways. So you'll notice here, if I toggle between all my companies and I drop down onto my Kanban view, what it allows me to do is it allows me to quickly look at deals and all my companies based on stage. So I can quickly go through here and see which contacts and companies sit in my prospect unqualified and my prospect qualified needs assessment, all the way to my client 1 and client 2 tier. So as deals are progressing, or as my clients that I'm working with are progressing from one stage to the next, I can quickly update this, and it's going to automatically update this in the background. So I'll go ahead and click on a particular company right now so you can get a look and feel of what that looks like. So I'm going to click on Blackstone. So within Blackstone, I've got some pertinent information here. When I first click on the company record, I'll notice a stage chart up here. I can see where they currently sit with regards to the relation with my brokerage. So I can see here that they're a client, they're a tier 1 client. If I want to move or update this at any given time, I can click on any one of these and quickly update that stage. I'll also notice here a little news feed. We are aggregating news across several different channels. And so anything that's related to Blackstone that's come out in the last week or two, I'll quickly see here within the news section of the feed. You also notice my company information. So just basic high-level information on the company, who they are, how many employees, their website, contact information, and so forth. But if I want to get a little more granular, I can click on my company portfolio here, and I can see all of my company deal activity. So any deals I may be working on with Blackstone and what the total commission amount for each one of those deals looks like, all the way to company ownership portfolio. So I can see what properties this company owns. I can see whether, how much square foot they own in any particular building, whether they're active in a particular building, all the way to their occupancy portfolio. So where they're currently occupying, what those leases look like. And I can click on any one of these to drill down even further to get more granular information. And then if I go back to my details here, again, I can see my CRE profile on this particular company, what kind of company they are, any description, all the way down to related information. So any contacts that I have at this particular organization, what their role is, any deals that I'm working on currently with them. So in this case, I see I have 6 deals ranging from landlord rep and seller rep and even representing them on the buyer side of the transaction. And I can see all the detailed information of the properties they own and the spaces that they occupy. And then you'll also notice on this last section here, my inquiries and requirements. So if anytime you're representing Blackstone and they have a set of requirements, you can capture and track all that information here within Rethink to help you match their requirements with anything that you may have in your portfolio. And then you'll also notice here we can take private notes. So brokers do have the ability to take private notes within each one of these records. They can also take public notes as well as upload any files within the record as well. And then on the right-hand side here, you'll notice my activity section. So we do have the ability to integrate with social media, whether it's Twitter, whether it's LinkedIn. And so you can pull in from any additional information from Blackstone and their Twitter feed right here into Rethink. You'll also notice that we quickly search for any potential duplicates to help ensure and alleviate your Rethink platform from having a bunch of duplicates, whether it's on a company level or a contact level. And then you'll see my activity section here. So this is where I'm able to quickly log a call. I can create a new follow-up task. I can schedule an event, whether it's a showing, whether it's a meeting with any particular party within the organization, or I can even send an email directly from here, which I could send an email on the fly, or I can select from a template that I save within Rethink. And it's going to send the same way it would from your normal email platform, whether you use Outlook, Google Mail, and so forth. And then you can also see here any next steps you have with this particular company. And as you go through each one, you can quickly cross it off the list and check that off the box. So you can see here any past activity I had, when it was completed, and so forth. I'm going to go ahead and click on a contact now so we can kind of see what's happening within the contact view as well. So contact page isn't going to look too much different than what we saw on a company record. The main difference is obviously this is an individual that you're working with here. We're going to also pull in that news feed. So anything that's happening with this contact or with this contact's company, in this case it's Heinz, it'll pull that information in here. So if I'm about to pick up the phone to quickly to call this particular contact, I can quickly build rapport with them by knowing what's going on in their world and add any color to that conversation. I can also see any additional contact-specific information here, who they are, how they're related to my business, and again, any related deals, properties owned, inquiries, and so forth. One thing you can also note on any record in here, you'll have these quick buttons up top. We do leverage Salesforce.com's chatter, which is kind of like your social media or Facebook feed. I can follow any record in here, so if I want to get updated and notified anytime something happens or changes, this will show up in my chatter feed within Rethink. I can also quickly add a private note. I can apply an action plan. So if I want to define a set of action plans where users or any recipient is to receive an update, an email, a phone call, whatever, we can set an action plan to any record within the application to set a list of reminders for you as a broker so you ensure nothing falls through the cracks. Our properties tab here, this is where we track all our different properties. So we aren't specific to one particular asset class. We are customized for industrial, office, retail, land, and if there are any additional asset classes that you want to track in here, we absolutely have the ability to do so. So you can see on my screen right now some of the different ones that we track. And you also notice within each property, you'll have fields that are specific to that particular property record types. So for example, if I'm tracking an industrial property, I'll be tracking, the number of loading dock doors and clear heights, where I may not be tracking that same particular information in an office building. I'll go ahead and click on one of our office records here. So you'll notice really quickly on the property page, whenever this loads, some basic information, where the property is located, the market and submarket. A lot of the information that we are tracking on this is going to help us in a number of ways. One, on a geo search. So if I'm ever searching for properties for a client, whether it's for lease or for sale, it's going to search across all the fields that I'm tracking on here. Also, all the fields that I capture and all the information that I capture on this particular property record, I can use for future marketing materials, and I'll show you how that works here in a few moments. But as I continue to scroll down, you're going to notice a lot of related information here. So you'll notice any spaces or units within this particular property. So I can see here each and every one, what their lease term is, who's currently leasing the space, and so forth. Of course, I can see any images here. I can see any building details, such as who owns the building, what was the last sale price per square foot, and the last cap rate, all the way to my granular building details. Again, any record or any page that you see within Rethink is completely customizable. So if there are fields here that you don't want, we can quickly remove them. If there's fields you want to add, we can absolutely add those as well. You'll also notice a stacking plan as I continue to scroll down. A lot of our clients love this because it quickly gives them or their clients an easy to view snapshot of what's happening in this particular building, especially if we're talking about an office or a multifamily building. And so we can see here by floor who's occupying what. So I can go and hover over any one of these and see whether it's vacant or what client is occupying, how much square footage on any particular floor, and when that lease expires. I also have the ability to quickly print and PDF this directly from the record, and I also have views I can toggle between. So whether it's a broker or a prospect, I can quickly create a PDF that I can then share with my client. And so what I've done just now is I'm now opening up that PDF, and it shows you here my broker view. I also have the ability to remove the tenant name if I don't want to share that information with the client. So it just shows what's occupied and what's not, the amount of square footage, and when that lease is expired. Again, you'll also notice on the right-hand side here, any next steps, follow-up activity. I can also log calls, new tasks, and follow-up events here. Again, whether it's a property showing, a site tour, etc. I can capture all of that right here. So all your information is captured under one roof, and you sort of have your electronic paper trail as you're working each record and you're working each deal. Another cool feature that we've recently added is a document generation feature where I can quickly generate documents from any record within Rethink. And so the property one's a great example. A lot of our clients love this document generation tool for creating quick property teasers or brochures on the fly. So it saves literally hours for their marketing team or their brokers from having to go and copy and paste or make these property teasers in Adobe file. So what we've done, you'll notice here, for example, I've got a library of files or a library of templates that we can use. You're able to use any of the templates that we've created, or you can go and create your own custom library of any sort of template that you want. It's a super easy to use, super intuitive application. And so I'll go ahead and click a property teaser just for example today. And so when I click on that, it's going to give me the option to choose a contact that I want to send this to. This particular case, I'm not going to send it. I'm just going to download it so I can share it with all of you. And so you'll notice just with the click of a few buttons, it's now processing that request. And now it gives me the option to open this either in a PowerPoint or a PDF. I'm going to go ahead and open it in a PDF. However you wanted to open it in a PowerPoint and make some additional modifications and then PDF it and send it, you absolutely have that ability to do that as well. But you'll notice here, all of this information is coming directly from that record. we can put your custom logo right here. So instead of it saying REthinkCRE, it would say Cushman & Wakefield, CBRE, whatever brokerage or firm that you're working with, we put that logo there. And any additional custom information from you or your firm that you want to include. So again, if you wanted to modify this template at all, you absolutely could. But this gives you a nice view and example of what you can do and how quickly you can create custom templates and documents literally with the click of just a couple of buttons using our document generation tool. Spaces and units, I'm not going to go into this too much. This is just each individual unit within a property. So if you have a multi-unit property, you're going to be tracking each one of these within the spaces and units. Again, this is super helpful for tracking through the GeoSearch, which is what I'm going to talk about next. So the GeoSearch is another one of our newer features that we've added. This allows brokers to quickly search across the database, whether you're searching for properties, for units, or for comps. And so this is super useful when you want to quickly match a buyer with a seller, or potential buyer with a seller, potential landlord with a potential tenant. And so you'll notice here we have the ability to go in here. I'm going to quickly search across a few properties. And then I can either type in a city, a zip, address, or a name of a building, and it's going to populate this with everything that I have in my database. And so a lot of our clients are pulling this data directly from third parties where they can upload and whether it's manual or automatically upload this data. And then I can search across this. So now you'll notice I can search different asset types. Let's say I wanted to see all my office in a particular, let's see here. We'll say neighborhood strip. No, we'll take that one out. Looks like it doesn't match anything. And then we'll also do a property class, so an A property class. And so now what I can do is I can go through this and I can search each one of these properties. I can look at the picture. I can hover over each one to see a little more detail. Or I could also click on it to take me to that particular property record. So once it's returned all the results from that search, I can then click on any one of these, and I have the ability to either create a PDF directly from here, and it'll create a PDF similar to the one that I showed you earlier with all these properties in it. And so I can select here, I want to show matching sale comps, or a property and space teaser, or property teaser for a multifamily, you name it. We have the ability to create and populate these custom templates with all the information from the search results. Or alternatively, let's just say I wanted to email this to a client to see if he or she is interested in pursuing any one of these. I can then come in here, search for that contact by name. And I can add as many contacts as I want to, and I can then add a template here. I can insert that, and then once I click send, it'll send that email, and it'll then log that email to each one of these properties as an email sent for those particular records, and it'll show who it was sent to. So again, you always have an electronic paper trail. Every activity that's in here is logged, so I can always go back and see what was left off. And again, I can do the same thing for not just properties, but if I want to do the same thing across spaces or comps, I can absolutely do the same thing. And then you'll also notice here we have an advanced search capability. So if I wanted to search on cap rate, on sale price, whatever it may be, I have the ability to go in here and customize my search filters and criteria. So the deal pipeline is sort of the last major feature within Rethink. And we like to say this is sort of the heart of Rethink. This is where most of our brokers spend their day and spend their time working on deals. So just like any of the other tabs, I can click on the deal pipeline tab, and it's going to take me to a list of all my custom views. I can also go in here and create any other view that I want to. So whether it's buyer rep deals, landlord rep deals, and so forth, I can quickly toggle between each one of these and filter out my view. Also, similar to the companies and contacts tab that I showed you earlier, we do have the ability to toggle between a Kanban view. Our clients love the Kanban view for a few reasons. One, the drag and drop feature of it is extremely intuitive. I can literally take deals from one stage to the next with just a drag of that record or of that box. And what happens is as I'm doing so let's say Bank of America Tower goes from proposal to listing, it's going to update the commissions in each one of these. So you'll notice here, my landlord rep listing commissions has now gone from 800,000 to 1.7 million. And I can also look at each deal type that I'm working on. So whether, again, buyer rep, landlord rep, seller rep, and so forth. And it's going to automatically update and upload all of my deals with their respective stages where the deal sits in each one. I'll go ahead and click on one of these particular deals. So on the Frost Tower deal, here's this one's showing me this particular record. Again, similar to my companies tab, I can see what stage this particular deal is in. So I can see it's currently in proposal. I can see it's a landlord rep deal with 1.25 potential deal commission and anticipated close date for April 23rd, 2017. So as I go through this, I can see all of my critical information in here. Again, my commission, my gross commission, I can see what type it is, whether it's a flat commission or percentage, what the house fee is, and what my net deal commission on this is going to be. I can also track any client expectations here, any listing and marketing information, all the way down to my lease execution information right on the record. So again, if I ever want to run reports, I want to go back and track this information, I'm going to be able to track and capture all of that right within the deal record. I can also see my associated parties, so anyone working on this deal, whether it's an internal broker or an external broker, I can see what their anticipated commission is. I can also see any offers, any invoices, action plans, and so forth. Our invoices is a newer feature that we've added recently, and I'll talk about that here briefly. I want to go through a couple of these buttons here up top. So our pipeline management, you can quickly manage the pipeline directly through, just by clicking on that button. I can track the gross deal commission, again, the commission type or the fee type, as well as the amount going to the house. I can add any external contacts to this deal. So if I want to share this record or share or add any additional brokers or anyone else involved in this deal, I can add them right here and I can add their role. And the same thing goes for any internal colleagues. So if I want to share this particular deal record with any internal colleagues, I can give them either read access or read write access so they can see all the information on the deal. I can give them, I can assign the commission as well as any broker fee here. And then if there are any new inquiries or new offers on this particular landlord rep deal as well, I can capture that directly here just simply by clicking on that button. So I'm going to show you guys the invoicing piece really quickly. So kind of the last piece to rethink after you've captured the deal, you've closed out the deal, it's gone from a proposal stage to a closed one. I'll click on this closed one seller rep deal here. Now, whether you're a small team and you're an individual broker managing your back accounting and commissions piece, or you're part of a larger brokerage, you can quickly go in here and invoice your clients directly from Rethink, and it's going to capture and track and manage that entire process with minimal clicks throughout the application. So as I continue to scroll down, you'll notice here I've got my invoice. I can click on New Invoice. And what's happening now is it's loading our Rethink invoicing and back-end commissions piece. So you'll notice here it'll automatically populate with your logo. It'll auto-generate an invoice number. You can update the issue date if you'd like. Any payment terms. And then I can search who this is going to. And then you'll notice it automatically pulls out the brokerage commission directly from the deal record. And then I can upload any receipts or any expense items to this particular invoice if I want to send that as well along with the invoice. And then once you're ready, you simply click send. It's going to send this off to your client, and again, also capture this within the particular deal record, so I can see all the invoices sent, when they were sent, and so forth. And so I'll click on this previous one to give you an example of what that looks like. So here you can see an invoice that was sent out just a couple of days ago, but this is what it looks like. This is what your client will receive. And it'll also have your from information and so forth. And so you can see your preview view. You can also see any details here, and then anything that's related to this particular invoice. And so once you've got all this data in the application within Rethink, one of the things our clients love most is the ability to run reports and dashboards with the click of just a button in here. So out of the box, we offer a few dozen reports and dashboards. I'm going to just walk you through one or two just to kind of give you an idea and flavor of what these look like. So what I just clicked on is your company's deal activity. So I can see here by company what activity I have going on here with each one of these. So, and I'm looking and measuring this by my sum of gross deal commission. And so now if I continue to scroll down, I can see by company record how much gross commission based off of their fee am I expected to receive off each and every one of these companies and deals. All of our reports and analytics are completely customizable, meaning you as an end user, you have the ability to go in and create or customize any of the reports that you see in here. So no longer do you have to wait for an IT or an admin to go in and do a tweak, any sort of tweak on the back end. You have access to do so with just, again, the click of a few buttons. If I want to look again, deals pipeline by rep, this is another example of a report that you can see. So you've got your nice little graph version here, and then you can see all of your companies by stage and what, again, your total commissions are. And you can do these same kind of reports for any of activity follow-up, any prospecting activity, you name it, you can create and run reports off of that information that you've captured within Rethink. And then last but not least, we've got our dashboards here. Again, just a quick snapshot to show you visually where your business currently sits. Excuse me. So we saw some of this on the home screen, but this is a little more granular view here. So I can see my space lease expirations, my upcoming lease expirations, deals by source type, deal pipeline, you name it. So that concludes our demonstration of Rethink. Last couple slides here I wanted to share with you guys. So what does pricing look like? So we've recently changed our pricing. We've made it a lot more affordable for our clients. Our goal today is to help get Rethink in the hands of every CRE broker in the US. And we've done so by making a platform that was once upon a time very expensive and almost too costly for brokers, very accessible to them. And so we've done, you'll notice our pricing compared to anyone else in the market is a fraction of that. Any one of our competitors is at least 50% greater. For $49 per user a month license, you get access not only to Rethink, but an enterprise license, an enterprise platform license of Salesforce.com. And you'll notice here a few of the main differences between our basic license and our Rethink premium license. And then here are just a few of our current partners and integration partners. I will point out that our Xceligent and build-out integration are expected and slated for Q1 of next year, and we hope to have those ready for all of our clients to be able to use and integrate with. So thank you all very much. If you have any further questions, feel free to write us at sales@rethinkcrm.com, and I'm also happy to answer any questions that you guys have right now as well.
Thanks so much, VJ. I know that your team was answering some of the Q&A that came through earlier on the chat box as well.
Oh, awesome. Excellent. Well, if there are no other questions, I will conclude today's CRE Virtual Tech Demo Day. Kateri, thank you so much. This was awesome. We really enjoyed being a part of it.
Thank you guys so much for participating. We're thrilled to have you. And I hope everyone will join us on December 7th to see companies like VJ's REthinkCRE and all of our other panelists today. It is on December 7th again from 3 to 8 p.m. in New York City. So this concludes the official CRE Tech Virtual Demo Day. Thank you all for taking part and attending, and I hope you have a wonderful rest of your week.